Good day, Las Vegas, and welcome back to Vegas Vibes, giving you a peek at what's groovin' and brewin' in the music, pageantry, live production, and fascinating scenes in the city that never sleeps. And I'm your host, Esmeralda Padilla-Gould. I would like to thank the avid viewers of Vegas Vibes on Vegas Live TV, ACTV, WCTV, and BingeNetworks.tv, especially those watching on my favorite devices, Roku, Kodi, Amazon Fire TV, Samsung, and LG Smart TVs, the recently added Pizzazz.tv, and of course in my very own website, VegasVibes.us. Please continue to support my show as well as my Vegas Vibes network by telling your friends to like Vegas Vibes on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I also would like to thank the hundreds of thousands of visitors who visited Vegas this month, as we continue to celebrate the Vegas Vibes moment that Las Vegas is fully opened. This means the music, pageantry, and live production scenes in the entertainment capital of the world has been employing long sideline artists, performers, and highly skilled workers to slowly but surely welcome locals and visitors to its world-class entertainment and production stages. We hope to see familiar faces when we watch mega concerts and major sports events live and in person. When Vegas Vibes returns, I will be introducing a former law enforcer who specializes in juveniles. Her name is Sheree Corniel, who founded Real Talk, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Let's check her out, so don't go away. Welcome back. Las Vegas remains to host the best and the biggest resorts in the globe, and some of the best entertainers in the world live right here in this great city. It's bursting in the scenes with creative juices, and those mega live productions can't forever be parked in the shade. So start planning your trips to Vegas. And when you see a particular show or live event announced, book it without delay, as tickets will come and go super fast. You snooze, you lose, so be on the lookout always. In a few moments, I will be joined by Sheree Corniel, founder and executive director of Real Talk. Her youth impact program has a very focused objective, that of changing the lives of youth, one person at a time through education, mentoring, and a passion for a positive future. My interview of Sheree Corniel is coming up next, so freeze that remote until Vegas Vibes returns. Welcome back to Vegas Vibes. On Vegas Vibes, we feature incredibly amazing people from many walks of life who contribute to making our world a better place by getting involved with their communities and the many other incredible things that they do. And on that note, we have the founder and executive director of Real Talk Youth Impact Program, a nonprofit organization dedicated to changing the lives of youth in our community, especially at-risk children. Their ultimate mission is to assist our next generation with achieving their hopes and dreams, to build character, and to assist in helping them to reach their full potential as responsible citizens and future leaders of tomorrow. I'm very pleased to have on Vegas Vibes, Miss Sheree Corniel. How are you?
I am well. Thanks for having me, Esmeralda.
Well, it's truly an honor to have you on Vegas Vibes. I've heard so many great things about you and your advocacy, and I'm dying to know what's your background, like, and the incredible things that you do for the community.
Well, I'm originally from Los Angeles, California, and I actually came out here on a softball scholarship. And I've always aspired to be a probation officer for youth, federal or juvenile, and that was the whole goal before softball existed in my world. So I came out here in 1987 from a family of 12, seeing several siblings, brothers in the institutions, and wanted to make basically a legacy for my family, but didn't know how to have people look at the Corniels as a different light versus the things that my brothers did in the community. So I knew my calling has always been with kids, and so I played softball at UNLV, graduated in '91, and started working immediately with kids. And I was destined to work with the juveniles, and so I started there, juvenile parole for 5.5 years. Left there because I got tired of the parents, and then I went to the federal probation department. And so from the federal probation department, I was there for 15 years, but I still dabbed in a little bit with the kids. And so I coached, before I had kids, I coached a competitive travel ball team here, and I also worked at Child Haven. So I still kept my hands wet with the kids, knowing that that was my calling, but there was a deeper calling on my life, which was to do something that God had nudged me to do, which was to start this program. And I started the program, Real Talk, in 2012 while I was still employed with the federal government. And I had to leave, unfortunately, early with the federal government because a young man ran a red light in 13, and hit me, and he fractured my back, my L4. So that led to an early retirement, but it was a blessing in disguise because I had already started the program, it was gaining traction, and since 2014, April, I actually was able to do this full time. And that's what I've dedicated my time to, is just to give back to the kids, because someone gave to me when I was 15 and a half. And if it had not been for the Batista family, I would not be here sitting talking to you about why I'm doing what I'm doing.
So what did the Bautista family give you a scholarship?
So what they did, actually, they introduced me to fast pitch softball. I was a sophomore in high school and played on the softball team, the varsity softball team at Phoenix Banning High in California. And they took me under their wings and they introduced me to fast pitch softball. I started playing in the 11th grade, and the rest was history. I ended up getting a softball scholarship. I had 3 college scholarships offered to me. I chose UNLV, and here I am. The rest is history. They would also, the Batistas, because I'm from a family of 12. We didn't have a lot of money, and you had to pay funds in order to play. But they would drive me an hour and 15 minutes to practice twice a week for almost a year and a half, and ask my parents for nothing. And I didn't have to pay anything as well. So, but and keeping in mind too, their daughter, who was 2 years older than me, she actually got a scholarship to go to the University of Arizona. So she was in Arizona playing while they were transporting me back and forth to practices, because my parents, no one couldn't afford it. Number 2, they couldn't take me to practices during the week. So they're the main reason why I keep giving and giving in my program, because they gave to me unconditionally, not asking anything in return. And I was able to be the first in my family to get a college scholarship for an athletic scholarship. Second, to be the first in my family to get a college degree. And I'm number 9 of 12. So it was a blessing. It was truly a blessing that they came into my life, and they circled back around in my life in '93 and offered me the position to go and try out for the Puerto Rican national team. And I did, and made the Puerto Rican national team, traveled all over the world for free, played competitively, and which ultimately led a birth to the Olympics in 1996.
Well, that was truly a blessing, meeting the Bautistas.
Yes, it was, and that's why I give back wholeheartedly to not only this community, but communities across the nation. My goal is to take the program nationwide and then worldwide.
Yes, I've heard that I understand that you opened one in Texas.
Yes, we did. We opened up one on November 2019, and then unfortunately the pandemic hit, so they shut it down for a little while, but they're getting ready to open it up again. But their mission right now is to get into the schools. So come this fall, they're going to open up Real Talk again in the schools there. and get things moving again. I'm also looking at other cities right now. Alabama and Chicago are interested. We're just, just getting our feet wet with that in hopes that we can get that moving, hopefully within the next 6 to 9 months. That would be great.
It sounds like you have a very inspiring story, but do you remember the very incident that made you decide, this is what I want to do? I want to have this organization for the youth.
Well, interestingly enough, at a very young age, I kept having these reoccurring dreams, and I wrote a book as well about my partial autobiography about myself. But I used to always have these reoccurring dreams, and I never knew really what it meant. And the dream was, I would see these airplanes just crash, and I would look and I just see all these people laying on the ground, but I would never see blood. It was like really bizarre, but I never asked my mother about it. And so, but I was always the first one just to render help to all these people laying on the ground. And so as I got older and then really realized, and I took a reflection back on my life, and then the Batistas came back into mind, and all the people in my community back home came back in my mind who supported the Corniels. I had an aha moment like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be helping these kids. I knew I was going to be a parole officer for kids, but it was deeper than that. And so that was the aha moment for me, where I needed to move on this, because God kept nudging me too. He put it in my heart. I knew it was coming, I just didn't know when. And then in 2012, it hit me like a brick, and it was time to get it started, and I started rolling with it. And my chief at the time said, go for it, and we started the program. I put it together, and with about 20 ex-felons from our office in the feds, and it's been going ever since.
So that ignited your true inner passion.
It did, and it's really been just a scale or a road of just passion all the way through it. It's a passion for the kids. It's a passion for the Batistas who lit the fire for me when I was 15 and a half, and it's still been lit. It's still going. I mean, there's a lot of things that I still have yet to do with the program that I love to give to the kids in the community here and the communities across the nation. And I'm fortunate that Mrs. Batista is still living. Unfortunately, Mr. Batista has passed on, but Mrs. Batista is 73 now. We keep in contact regularly, and I invite her out every year to see the progress of what we're doing here, as we just made our 8th year anniversary.
She must have been very proud of you.
She is extremely proud, and she's amazed at what I've done, but what she doesn't understand is not me, it's you who started the flame, right? So I'm just the person that keeps putting wood in the fire and keeps it burning. So I told her at one point that she was the root of this plant that was planted, and I'm just making the leaves grow and the branches. That's all I'm doing. Yeah, exactly.
Please tell us exactly, what does your organization do, and what are your priorities?
Sure. So, well, number one, the priority is to keep getting funds for these kids. There's a lot of things that I would love to see happen with the program, and particularly getting money to hire people to work with me, because there's only one person that runs the organization.
And that's you.
Me, myself, and I. And all three are getting to the point where we were running out of hands. So, but I'd love to see more money come in. I'm really just about getting more money in, and so I can give it away to the kids. And so with that said, what we do is, so once a month I have a group of about 20 ex-felons in the community who give their time freely to us once a month. So we meet once a month, and we have, generally pre-COVID, we have about 70 to 80 kids a month plus their parents in a big auditorium, and we have each child from the either from the community or from the courts. So we get court-ordered kids for the reactive measure, and we get community kids for the proactive measure, because ideally we want to stop them before they hit the system. So we have more proactive kids right now, which I'm very, very grateful for. And we have them in a room, and we give our ex-felons who've been through prison or just on probation, are currently on parole, or not on anything anymore. They've completed successfully their termship of the system. And they just share. We give them 15 minutes apiece to just share their testimony or their story of how they evolved, why they went to prison, why they got arrested, why they went on probation. And they share, it's very organic. Okay? We don't allow them to glorify what they've done, but we also allow them to share exactly what it is they went through So these kids can understand that you do not want to go down that route.
To set an example, a good
Yes,
example.
most definitely. And so they share that, and we give them 15 minutes, as I said, 2 males and a female. And then we have the same thing on the parent group side, because the parents are mandated to come to the program, so they can sit in the parent program, and our speakers can let them talk about the issues they're having, and our speakers can respond to that and basically advise them, give them some advice, share with them what they went through. Here's the do's and don'ts as a parent that you should look at. Here's some of the signs and symptoms. And here's some advice as to what you might want to change in order to
Yeah, that
save
people
your
can
child,
change, yes,
right?
no matter what
Yes.
happened in
And
the
so,
past.
absolutely. And so they, I call them doctorates of the streets. They don't have any credentials to be counselors and whatnot, but it's real talk, right? So, and then we have a therapist in the midst of that, so they can respond professionally if needed, or if there's something that our speakers can't, relate to in a therapeutic setting, then our counselor who is there volunteering, they can jump in and give some professional feedback. So, so that happens in another room, and then we allow them there for an hour, because we can't fix 5 or 6 years of your child's issues in an hour. So we welcome them back if they want to come back to the parent group the following month. So then we bring the parents into the big auditorium with the kids. After both parties have spoken, then we have a closing guest speaker who's from the community, maybe that entrepreneur, maybe the judge, the attorneys, the dentist, the dental hygienist, anybody in a career that's willing to share how they evolved
story.
to get to where they are without tapping into the criminal justice system. We welcome them to come speak to the kids. So allowing the kids to have two sides. Here's what happens when you don't follow the rules. Here's what happens when you stay the course, and you can become those business owners, the attorneys, the communications specialists, the obstetricians, and things of that nature. So the kids have these two roads. It's all about choices is what we tell them. You can choose this route and take a little longer to get on track, or you can stay the course on this route and go specifically to where you want to be in life without interruptions. And so then the last piece of the program, which is something that there's no other organization that does with all these pieces, we offer the kids any extracurricular activity they want to get involved in. They can. We pay for it up to $150 a month.
For example, what are those programs? or
Softball, basketball, Muay Thai boxing, Taekwondo. We've had horseback riding, cheerleading. Anything they want in their neighborhood, they can sign up for, and we would pay for it up to $150 a month, providing they have a 2.0 with passing grades, they remain in compliance, and they give us a nice thank you letter to our sponsors who are donating the money. And so thus far, we've given away over $130,000 since 2007, from 2014 up to date currently. We're going to we have another, I think, $4,000 to give away this month from our previous meeting that we recently had. So we're going to be probably well over $150,000 by the end of this year given away to kids' activities over a 6.5-year span. We've been open for 8 years, but we didn't get funded until, as far as the funding, until the November of 2014. So it took us a year and a half.
So how did you get through it? Through the years that you couldn't get any funds?
It's
What are the challenges you had to face?
there's many challenges. I welcome the fact again that I believe in God very much so, and he told me to do this, and I've done it, and I can honestly say that the money has just been falling in my lap. Literally, I mean, when there's a need, it comes. When I think about it, and he knows that I can't do this without help. So every time I turn around, I'm getting people dropping money in my pocket for the kids. We haven't had employees. We haven't had a chance to pay people, but that's okay because I want the money to go to the kids, right? I mean, eventually the money will come through grants. That's my hope. But right now we're getting funds that the president of the WIN in 2017 saw me on one of the Channel 5 news channels. I was interviewed, and he reached out to me, and then he became our closing guest speaker, and then he donated almost $25,000 of his personal funds to the Kids Activity Fund.
That's wonderful. Speaking of donation, how can people help you and donate to your worthy cause?
Absolutely. So we always welcome obviously in-kind donations, but more specifically, we need the liquid funds. So they can always reach out to our website. There's a donation button there where we always welcome any volunteers as well. But Most definitely. We are still looking to have funding for our kids. The Raiders just donated $40,000 to us for our kids'
Congratulations.
activity. Thank you, yes.
And I understand you got a building too?
And we just got a building that was basically purchased for us at $1.4 million, 10,000 square feet. We received the keys in January. We're waiting to get the remodel done on the top of the building on the second floor. So super exciting. And again, that gentleman, Mr. Andy, he just fell in our lap too. So it's been a wonderful ride. It's been a little tedious and hard work, but you know, it's a love, it's a passion that I have that it's not work to me. This is something I was destined to do, and all I keep thinking about is the Batistas did for me. I can't give up on the kids. They didn't give up on me because they're the real reason why I graduated from college. I have my master's degree. I went to the Olympics. I wrote a book. I've helped 1,800 kids so far through the program. We've graduated over 1,000 kids, and we've given away over $130,000 thus far to kids' activities. So this is something I was supposed to be doing. And that's why I tell people all the time, it's not about me, it's about we. What can we do as a community to change the lives of these kids that we serve? Because at the end of the day, it's really about them. It's not about us. If we can give an opportunity for a positive change, I'm going to keep pushing as long as God gives me life to breathe and legs to walk and talk.
I have so much respect for you and for all the incredible things you do for the community, especially at-risk children. But if there's anything, mentioned legacy, how would you
Yes.
like to be remembered in this lifetime?
As a legacy, I look at legacies. I want to see my legacy as I live, because I don't care when I'm dead. I want to see it as I'm alive and let my kids see that this is how responsible citizens should act. Everybody here on earth should leave a mark in this world. And my biggest thing what I tell my own two children is, what's your legacy going to be? Well, how do you want to be remembered? Not when you're dead, when you're here, when people want to come up and thank you for the things that you've done for them. And it might be 20 years from now, I might not even recognize the child, but they remember what we did as a program to help them get through whatever trials or tribulations that they're going through. So I just want people to recognize the fact that everybody has an opportunity to help somebody. And I always share, make your mark in this world and change one, because somebody did it to me. And that's it. Just change one person at a time. That's all we're here to do. And everybody has that in them to do it. It's just you have to be the person that starts the fire.
Please invite everyone. Where can people find your organization?
You can find us on our website. It's going to be noted on the bottom of your screen, so please reach out to us. We are always looking for ex-felons or people who've been through the system to join us. I'm not in the system anymore to look up folks, so we welcome you to come and join our team and help change the world.
It's truly an honor and privilege to have you on Vegas Vibes. Please continue to inspire us with your story and making a difference.
Thank you so much. And I'm grateful that you guys allow this opportunity for us to share it, because we want this to go nationwide initially, and then hopefully we can get folks out of the country to just join in, because there's people who get in trouble all the time, and I think the kids need to be told about the do's and don'ts about that lifestyle.
God bless you.
God bless you as well.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Sheeree
Thank
Corniel.
you.
Catch me again next week as I feature another amazing personality here on Vegas Vibes. We hope you enjoyed watching this Vegas Vibes episode as much as I did. Promise to join me again next week on this same fabulous Vegas Vibes channel. And to all our global viewers out there, let me remind you that Las Vegas is not just about the world-renowned strip,
or the famous Fremont Street experience in the vibrant downtown district. It has real people, a lot of them musicians, live entertainers, and those involved in the world of pageantry. And to the people here in the Valley who work hard each day to make Las Vegas a global brand. I would like to feature you and your cool story right here on Vegas Vibes, either in the studios or online via Zoom. If you believe that's you, please email me now at vegasvibes1@gmail.com. Before I go, I would like to thank my wardrobe sponsor, Anne Fontaine, located at the Forum Shops of Caesar's Palace. Anne Fontaine is now open for business as well. You may call Miss Anna Billings at 702-733-6205 to make an appointment. And now for my favorite segment, the Vegas Vibes Closet. Yes, it features an intricate selection of health and beauty products which I personally use. And this week I have for you their Medicine Advanced Skincare Weightless Face Moisturizer SPF 25. This elegant, non-greasy, sheer daily face moisturizer with SPF uses a combination of physical and broad-spectrum UVA/UVB natural botanicals and stem cells deliver nourishment and help fight the visible effects of environmental damage and UV radiation. This zinc oxide-based SPF face moisturizer has a weightless texture and blends seamlessly for a no white cast finish. It is ideal for both men and women, alone or under makeup, and suitable for all skin types including normal, dry, oily, aging, and sensitive. I love this daily face moisturizer that helps prevent sunburn when I'm out in the sun, and for some reason, it helps to magically vanish wrinkles as well. Check it out, ladies! Below's the link if you wish to learn more about it or purchase it without delay. Search for Vegas Vibes Closet. Follow Vegas Vibes on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, or check out VegasVibes.us for updates and announcements. Once again, I'm your host, Esmeralda Padilla-Gould. Thank you for watching. Mwah!